Hello, I'm Bhaskar Chakravorti, Dean of Global Business at the Fletcher School at Tufts University. I'm here with Igor Guryanov, who's the Chief Technology Officer of VIMAS Technologies, based out of Kyiv in Ukraine. Igor and I have spoken last year, pretty much at the start of the invasion, to get a better understanding from the ground of how technology companies like Igor's are surviving, and not just surviving, possibly growing during the course of this war. And now we have over a year of this war raging, and I thought I would come back to Igor to learn about how this past year has gone, how his family and friends and colleagues have fared over the course of this the horrendous 12 months that the country of Ukraine have been going through. So Igor, share with us a little bit about how this past year has been going, and we'd love to also understand how VIMAS is doing and how's business.
Thanks. Yeah, it probably was the most difficult year for the country, that for sure, and for company, of course, as well. In general, we are happy that business is surviving and growing. We didn't fire any employee, so since beginning of the war, even hired a couple persons more. All our business obligations were fulfilled, and we've also got several important new contacts, as we discussed it on a previous calls, and these projects are in progress at the moment. Regarding overall situation, it was a difficult winter for the country, and we have a lot of issues with Russians bombing infrastructure objects, and for several months we have real issues with electricity, water supply, heating. But I must say that Ukrainians adjusted quite quickly, and our electricity services companies made an unbelievable work to repair infrastructure objects after bombing, which were several, as you heard from the news. They have been reporting that 60 to 70% of Ukraine electricity suppliers were affected by bombing. So there were days where I have no electricity for 10-15 hours. And having this situation in place, a lot of efforts were done on a company levels and on a personal levels to have electricity when local electricity supply where there were no electricity from the city, and we've made it on the office level, and almost all employees made it on a personal levels with accumulators, so we can work even for 5-6 hours without central electricity supplies. And also have to say big thanks to our internet providers, who also equipped themselves with generators and other sources of electricity, so we have an internet. With these two options, electricity and internet, programmers can work, and this helps us a lot to keep our obligations and continue to work. We also, for the company, we bought Starlink terminal in case if expecting the issues with the cable internet providers, but thanks God we have no reason to switch to it yet, and hope that situation will be stable. For the last months, it's significantly different. Must say 3 or more weeks. We have no issues with electricity in Kyiv region, of course. And spring is coming, so from all sense, it become better.
Great. So that's good to hear that despite all the attacks on the electricity infrastructure, you've been resilient through all of that. And of course, electricity is core, and so is internet access. Good to hear that internet access also pretty much has gone uninterrupted, and you of course had backup plans. How do you store data? Has there been any challenges with that in terms of data access or storage or access to the cloud?
No, there were no. A year ago, we have moved when even before the war, we were expecting some. We have moved everything to cloud. If before the war we have about 80% on the cloud and some development stuff local in the office, but before the war we have moved everything to cloud, and there were no issues with cloud access at all.
Okay, and how about access to clients? You mentioned you've got some new clients over the course of this past year. How easy or difficult has it been to generate new business?
Not difficult, because our marketing team and sales team, they are in the States. So in Kyiv we have a development and engineering teams. So American office grow a little to have more sales, and actually we have started deploying since September. We have started deploying our new products in American schools. So this is not outsourced product. This is our own product. So this is for kids to help them learn to read. And now deploying second phase of this project for learning phonics, even for younger kids, 5-6 years old. And American team was very busy getting new schools on board, having some partnership reseller agreements. So from that point of view, we were not affected due to having the sales and marketing team abroad. Of course, companies who has a local marketing and business development teams, they were affected more significantly because they can travel to get these contacts, but not ourselves. And another issue, maybe not directly related to this, but so far we were not significantly affected by mobilization. So we have just one employee and from the beginning of the war in military. We support them, but no others yet, at least, were called to army. So this also helped us to continue business without any issues.
So is that because the conscription of men who are in technology is you're getting some concessions from the government? Is that right? That they're not
not 100%. So
okay.
maybe this is this also have some impact, but probably because of the specialities of our employees who were not directly involved during education into military-related professions, etc. Maybe that's the reason, because the need in army needs different profiles, and maybe profiles we have not corresponds to the immediate needs of our army.
Got it. So now, where is most of your workforce? Are they in Kyiv, or they spread out all over the country, abroad?
We have several employees abroad and this is almost from the beginning of the war. All the rest are now in Kyiv. After the war, we were spread over Ukraine. The majority, big part of the team was evacuated from Kyiv to the west of Ukraine. But when station become more stable in April, May, they returned to Kyiv, but still continue to work from home mainly, but hope that maybe from April, May, or we will start to work from the office location.
Mm-hmm. And Igor, what kinds of support have you got from the government? Are there other, obviously the government has been, providing a degree of support to the IT and tech industry writ large, but, from your perspective, has the government been a champion of what you're doing, and to what extent has it contributed to your experience over the course of this past year?
Not our team. So we didn't get any direct financial or marketing or any other help from the government. But I know that some company does. Maybe this is due to our specialty with our American sales and marketing stuff. And our majority of our customers are abroad. We have several local businesses for retail, but this also all on the private level. So I know that there were, in the beginning of the war, there were some money transfers, but not big ones, a couple $100 from the state to private entrepreneurs' account. Some of our employees works on this model, so get little support, but not much. The major thing we can thanks to government is that everything continues to work. Banking system, in infrastructure, transportation. So all this maintain it, food supply, shops, no issues with food. And it's, of course, in this area, in Kyiv and in the west, not as on the war line, of course.
So that's good to hear, Igor, and heartening news at a time when there's very little positive news that seems to be coming out of Ukraine. So over the course of this past 12 months, Igor, as you reflect on where you were a year ago and where you are now, is there something that surprised you, something that you didn't expect?
The most surprising were great success of Ukrainian army in the beginning of the fall, when they freed Kharkiv region, Kherson. So this was so quick and so efficient. So then we all were surprised because we thought that freeing or moving them out of Kyiv was something really like unbelievable. But this success on a battlefield was very surprising in good sense. And now the situation for last several months on a front line is of course very difficult in Bakhmut and this this direction, but Russians still didn't progress as much as they expected. So actually their progress is so little compared with what they declared and what they want to do. And of course this is due to a lot of victims on our side. But I must say that from what I see from my contacts, from my employees, everyone is majority, let's say, have a hope that Ukraine will win and the situation will not be as bad as in the beginning of the war. And of course, to a big degree, this is related to the promises and support coming from the West with weapons and with all politician support. Of course, without this help, without our partners, there will be no chance for Ukrainians to survive in this battle.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I think there is an enormous amount of support that we hope we can offer from the outside to Ukraine, and we are rooting for an end to this war and for Ukraine to win. Igor, final question, really a message from you to the world outside. Whether it's to current customers, future customers, other business partners, people who follow the technology world and follow you, any message for them?
Please stay with us. Continue to support us, and we're open for the businesses, for the new businesses, for the new technology. As example from our side, we already integrated ChatGPT into our product after a couple of weeks. So they have released their new API. So we continue to stay on all technology news from the world, be active, and thanks global world and online things. Please continue to support and trust in us, and we will try to fulfill our obligations and increase our business.
Fantastic. So on that final note, you mentioned ChatGPT, in which, of course, people have had an enormous amount of interest. So very quickly, how have you integrated ChatGPT in your product?
Because we have products for English skills, speaking skills testing, for us an ability to generate interactive dialogues in our tests was one of the main subjects. With a ChatGPT, we have an ability to generate such a contact faster, more with more new subjects, so this is from the content generation point of view. For us was very interesting, and also we have evaluated possibility to use ChatGPT speech recognition features, comparing with what we have, and if this evaluation will be for ChatGPT, we can upgrade our speech recognition modules to OpenAI instead of what we currently use.
Okay, well, that's great to hear, Igor, and thank you for sharing your story. And it's great to see you again. Be safe, and we are going to continue to follow your progress, and we are also hopeful that there is going to be an end to this war soon. So thank you so much for speaking.
Yeah, thank you